Welcome, everyone. So we have, if we think about building this shed, we have kind of modeled it in pretty much the same order that we're going to build it. So let's finish this up. We have supposedly just some 2x4 framing, and so these walls show up as if there's way more than that. But let's go ahead and now put some sheathing and some outside finishes on this building. So I'm going to be using the first floor view, plan view, and architecture wall command, and probably the first thing I need to do is begin to create a some finish walls. So I'm going to duplicate this 2x4 framing, and I'm going to create a finish wall 6-inch horizontal. And of course, edit the structure. What do we need to do here? So I need an additional row. So I'm going to add a row. So we're going to have two items here. We're going to have some sheathing and some exterior finish. I'm going to change this softwood lumber material from that to plywood sheathing. Accept everything I have. And change its thickness to a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to have some exterior finish that is nailed over that. And I'm going to assume that this finish board is 1 inch thick. And so I'm going to look in here for a material, and I wouldn't find one. So if I do SID for siding, nothing comes up. Let me just kind of go through here one more time real quick. Yeah. So I'm going to create a new siding. I'm going to create a new material. So by clicking down here in this alternate arrow, I can say create a new material. So here's my new material. It's what's called default new material. And when I right click, I can rename it. And I'm going to call this siding 6-inch horizontal. So there it is. And I now need to make it look and behave the way I need it to in a project, because it's just a name right now. I'm going to come over here, click on appearance, and I'm going to change the appearance. So I'm going to, right up here on top is a reassign this asset or get a new appearance. So I'm going to click this rotating boxes icon. I get a new dialog box. Yours is probably smaller. You want to spend a second and drag it, get your columns so that you can see them. And I'm going to expand my appearance library, navigate down to siding folder, double click, and then I'm going to navigate down to some options here. And I see this, let's see, it's vertical. Here we go, horizontal 6-inch beige. Looks great to me. So to select this, I click on the row and then the double arrows. When I click on the double arrows, that material automatically pushes back to the material that I'm editing. It's not a lot of feedback, but it is what it is. So the only way to close this dialog box is the upper right hand X, and I'll navigate back to graphics. And notice that in that appearance, there is no surface pattern information at all. Well, on exterior elevations, I'm going to want to see 6-inch lines. So I'm going to click into this pattern, choose my model option, and notice that there is a 6-inch parallel line hatch pattern. So great. So I'll pick that. What I do want to do is change it to this light gray. and I'm good to go. Click OK, and I have plywood sheathing with horizontal 6-inch horizontal siding nailed on top of it. So there we go. So I'm going to click OK, OK, and I'm in my wall creation command. So I'm clicking on lines. I want core face interior now because I want the inside of my finish wall to match exactly with the outside of my framing wall. I want the height to be up to top of wall first floor. No offset, allowed joins, everything looks good. And I'm clicking intersection of grids. Pretty straightforward. Actually looks like might be drawing it. No, I'm good. Intersection of grids, and I have that wall. What I think I have is the wall that's too tall. So let's go look at it in 3D. And sure enough, I do. So I'm going to select all 4 of these walls that I just created and change my top back down to that split finish level that's at 3 feet. And click apply. And I'm okay. What's really interesting to notice, and this is what we'll fix, is right, this wall goes right through the door. All right, so let's put one more wall on here. So this next wall, I'm going to go back to first floor level. Wall command, and here's my 6-inch horizontal. This is really close to what I need, so I'll edit this type and duplicate. Although here, it's a finish wall, 12-inch vertical. All right, so back to structure. The plywood sheathing is great. This siding 6-inch horizontal has to change. And so here, I'm going to create a new material again, but I'm going to duplicate what I already have selected. So duplicate this 6-inch horizontal. Revit's already expecting me to rename it, so I'll call it siding, 12 inches vertical. And I'm going to need to edit its appearance and the drafting surface pattern. So appearance, get the rotating boxes icon, expand my appearance back down to siding, and I see a vertical. I see the vertical 6-inch, but I don't want that. So I see wood vertical white, and I'll take that. Yeah. So click on the row, double arrows, close my dialog box. That's what I've got. Back to graphics, and I have to deal with this 6-inch parallel. So here it is. I don't have a 12-inch vertical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I'm going to copy this one or duplicate it. And I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it 12 inches vertical. And I can make it vertical simply by adjusting these parameters down below. I want a 90-degree line instead of a 0-degree line, and I want my spacing at 12 inches. Done. There's the 12-inch vertical. I press OK. There's the preview, and the color's already light gray. I'll click OK, OK, OK. And I'm in this wall command. So here in this particular case, I want my base constraint to be the split finish, because I don't really want to draw from the first floor up. And I want the top of the wall to be at first floor top of wall. So I'm again, core face interior, and I'm simply selecting the intersection of my grids. And as soon as I do this and we look at it in 3D, we're going to see that we've got a little bit of cleanup to do. Okay. So in 3D, We have a nice shed, but unfortunately we have no more windows and no more doors. And we've chatted about this, but so just as a reminder, we need to fix this. So I'm going to head back to first floor, and on the Modify tab, remember there is this join command, and I'm going to join geometry. So I'm going to join my framing wall with the exterior finish wall. In Revit, it becomes all one piece. If I go back to 3D, you can all of a sudden see that, hey, this upper wall is now joined to the inner wall, so the windows and doors cut all the way through. Well, for the door, we need to do this with this lower wall as well. So let's do that. First floor, join geometry, framing wall, and this lower finish wall. And right away, right, you get immediate feedback that all of those walls are cut now. Look at it in 3D, and it's all cut. Back to first floor, and let's join the left and right walls so that these windows cut all the way through. So if I join geometry, wall 1, finish wall, and framing wall, and finish wall, look at it in 3D, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. Now we get the opportunity to simply select one of these finish walls and say we want to attach the top base, and then click on my roof. And the finish wall goes all the way up. What doesn't go all the way up is the framing wall that's on the inside of it. And that is the way the building would be constructed. So this kind of gives us an accurate model here. So I'm also going to extend this back wall up to the roof, attach roof, done. Looking at this from the bottom, so I'm seeing wall attached to top, click the roof, wall attached to top, click the roof. So our building is completely enclosed, and it's enclosed in a way where that it would be done inside of construction. All right, so I'm going to close this session out, and then in the final session, we're going to put a little bit of fascia around the edge of the building and put some gutters on the front and the back. Hope this is helpful, and we'll see you in the next session.